Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to the platform of Khan Global Studies. Okay. So, I welcome you all in this daily current affairs session. And last day, due to some technical issues, we could not complete the class. But today, I think everything remains fine. And today, we will see some of the topics which we could not complete last day also. Okay. So, good evening, Ishrar. Good evening, everyone. I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Just confirm me this once if I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Yes. So, welcome to the session. Now, the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session, the first one is again related to strategic autonomy. Okay. We have discussed some parts of it last day, and there is again one article with respect to this only. So we are going to talk about this one topic, strategic autonomy. It is part of your GS paper 2. Okay. So from mains perspective, this is a very important article. And the second one which we are going to discuss is United Nations Security Council. It has got a sanction committee, and that is commonly known as 1267 Sanction Committee. So this is a committee of United Nations Security Council. So we will talk about this, that what this committee is all about, what is its mandate, and why actually this is there in the news. So that is another committee which we are going to talk about. The third important thing, we have already seen that Justice Gavai, he has been appointed as Chief Justice of India. We have discussed about it in the past also. So that we will see a bit few things with respect to CJI. The fourth topic which we are going to discuss is India's air defense system. Last day we could not discuss this one topic. Today again we have got some of the news articles with respect to this India's air defense system. So we are going to talk about this one also. Especially we are going to discuss about Akash Tir system. We are also going to talk about the integrated defense system of India and S-400 system also. So these three topics we will see here. Then we will talk about tuberculosis in India, the right to repair, and of course IMF loan to Pakistan. Okay. So while the entire global agencies are talking about in the world that there should be peace, there should be harmony, there should be no terrorism activities, human rights are above all. But at the same time, they have been funding those countries which are sponsoring terrorism. Okay. So IMF is also in that line. Although we have seen World Bank and IMF, many a times they have their own agenda because they are being run by those countries which have their own agenda in supporting or sponsoring terrorism. Okay. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay. But before we go into that, there is certain information for you. First thing is, we have this foundation batch in Hindi medium which is going to start from 16th June. And for English medium, the same batch is going to start from 10th of June. Okay. So this is available on the website also, on your app also. So from there you can get this idea. Now, many of you have been asking about this Adhyan batch. So Adhyan batch 3.0 means third batch of Adhyan is going to start from 9th of June, and here we are going to target 2026. Okay. Our target will be 2026. So from there 9th of June we are going to start this batch. Okay. Then now at the same time these optionals are also going on. History in English medium by Shivesh sir. Vivek Bhardwaj sir is taking sociology. Then Gautam sir is taking public administration. These all three are available in English medium, and in Hindi medium we have Hindi Sahitya by Dr. Ajay Anurag sir. Then we have Sanjay Thakur sir taking PSIR. I think many of you were asking about this. So PSIR optional is there, and then Dhruv sir is taking mathematics optional. Okay. So these are the upcoming batches. Now coming to this question, last day we have discussed about one topic in detail, and that is monsoon. We have discussed about this one topic in detail, that what is Indian monsoon, and many a times UPSC has asked questions about it. So just see this one question. The seasonal reversal of winds is the typical characteristics of equatorial climate, Mediterranean, monsoon, and all of the above. So I think everyone can give answer very easily. Seasonal reversal of wind. Yes, Harshit, geography optional will also be there, and about that also date will be announced, that when it is going to be conducted. Of course, it will be there. So yes, I think all of you know this part, that seasonal reversal of wind, it is the characteristics of monsoon climate. This is the characteristic features of monsoon climate. You have seen that the winds, when they are crossing the equator, they reverse their direction. They change their direction. They come towards India in form of southwest monsoon. And during this part of winters, what we see that from the northeastern sides, we have the wind coming like this. So in India, you will find that we have got two different types of wind. During the time of summer, we have the entry of southwest monsoon winds, and during the winters, we have the entry of northeast trade winds. So this is the typical characteristics of monsoon climate. Seasonal reversal of winds. Reverse in the direction. One southwest monsoon, one northeast trade winds. Okay. So quite in the opposite manner. Now, coming to the second part. Now, this is very interesting question once asked in UPSC. If there were no Himalayan ranges, what would have been the most likely geographical impact on India? If there would have been no Himalaya, then what would have been the impact? First is saying, much of the country would experience the cold waves from Siberia. Indo-Gangetic plains would be devoid of such extensive alluvial soil. The third is saying, the pattern of monsoon would be different from what it is at present. So this is one question from 2010, that if Himalayas were not present, then what would have happened? Much of the country would experience the cold waves from Siberia. Second is saying, Indo-Gangetic plains would be devoid of such extensive alluvial soils. Okay. Third is saying, the pattern of monsoon would be different from what it is at present. Okay. So yes, this is one of the questions which was asked in UPSC 2010. So what will be the correct answer here? Okay, D option from most of you, and one answer from Muskan as option B. So if you have read NCRT, in some of the class of NCRT, perhaps 9th or 10th class, or perhaps 11th or 12th, in old NCRT perhaps, this line was exactly given there. The first line, that if there were no Himalayas, Siberian waves would have turned the entire India into a cold region. Okay. So first option is of course correct, that most of the country would experience the cold waves from Siberia. So Himalayas are protecting us from the Siberian winds. So that was one of the portions which was discussed even in NCRTs. I think the older NCRTs, they were mentioning about it. So there, this first one is correct. Second one is of course correct. You see that in case of Himalayas, we have the rivers coming from there. They are bringing huge amount of silt with them. They are bringing sediments with them. The erosion of Himalayas have formed the alluvial soils of North Plain. The alluvial soil of North Plains are nothing but simply the sediments from the Himalayas. So second option is also correct. The pattern of monsoon would be different from what it is at present. Of course, it will be different. Okay. So all these three statements are general statements. So here the answer is option number D, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So answer is option number D. Now question number 3. Consider the following statements. First is saying the duration of monsoon decreases from South India to North India. Second is saying the amount of annual rainfall in the northern plains of India decreases from east to west. Video quality is low. Okay, if the video quality is low, I could not do anything in that regard, but I hope that the content quality is good. I hope the questions which you are getting, the content which you are getting is of high level. The first is saying the duration of monsoon decreases from South India to North India. And second is saying the amount of annual rainfall in the northern plains of India decreases from east to west. So what will be the answer? So what we see here, like of course we have seen this question in previous classes also. We have revised this question in previous classes also, that when we are talking about the monsoon, they will come near this month of 1st of June, nearby 1st of June, they will arrive Kerala and other portions. And then they will be receding back from India or retreating back from India. Even in that case, Kerala would be having it for the longest period of time. Like for them, it will be like up to September end. So in that case, Kerala and other regions, they are going to have like very long span of monsoon. Whereas we will receive, those who are in North India, those who are in central portions, they will receive the rainfall for a brief period as compared to the southern states. So of course, this one is correct. In same manner, here it is asking the amount of annual rainfall in the northern plains of India decreases from east to west. So the winds are coming from Bay of Bengal, they are passing through Meghalaya and all regions, they are passing through West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and then other regions. So as it is moving away from the oceans, their moisture content will be lower and the amount of rainfall will also become less. So here we see that second one is also correct, C option is there, both 1 and 2. Okay. Now coming to today's topic. Now see why we are discussing about strategic autonomy. So there is this one thing, strategic independence crucial in critical areas, says former DRDO chief. So right now, like although in many of the newspapers, in many of the news channels, there have been no discussion about it, but at the same time, some people, some experts, government, diplomats, they have realized one thing, that in midst of all these things, in middle of all these things, we have seen what is the value of strategic independence, strategic autonomy. Okay. So that is one part. In the previous classes, we have also discussed this part. So what exactly is strategic autonomy? Strategic autonomy doesn't simply mean that we will not care about any country. Strategic autonomy simply means that we will see what's best for national interest, what's best for national interest without compromising sovereignty. Okay. So without like compromising our sovereignty, we are seeing what's best for our national interest. That is what we understand by strategic autonomy. And there are certain areas which have been identified. There are certain areas which have been identified that in these areas we need to have that strategic autonomy. Okay. So if you look at this area, what are those areas? Okay. Like see, first thing is strategic autonomy. It is one of the key dimension that we need to have a strategic autonomy. Second thing which we have seen, that resilient supply chain. See, there are certain things for which we are dependent on other countries, and we cannot have that because we don't simply have those reserves. For example, supply chain of oil and natural gas. We need to ensure that this is never broken down. In one way or other, we have to always ensure that our supply chain of oil and natural gas is never in compromise. Second thing is critical minerals. The second most important factor is critical minerals. That we have to also ensure this part, that critical minerals, they are not getting compromised. We need to have a steady supply of these things throughout our country, in any case, in any condition. So that again we see that this critical mineral is required, this oil and natural gas reserve is continuously required for our country. Okay. Then at the same time, of course, we don't have the challenge of food now. Food security is already there. Even if there is war for 1 year, we don't have to worry about it. Our farmers are capable enough. Their farmers are capable enough to feed the entire subcontinent for several years. Not just India, the entire subcontinent can be fed for many years. Okay. So we don't have the food problem right now. Okay. But yes, this is one of the main part which we have to see. Okay. Then at the same time, domestic innovation capacity. When we were talking about like this weapon and all systems, we have already emphasized on this, that India would have no other option than innovation. We need to have research and development in India. We need to have this research and development, whether it is medicine, whether it is technology, whether it is any software, in all the domains, we need to have a revolution for that. Like we have got various revolutions. We have got various revolutions like green revolution, white revolution, and so many others. So in same manner, we need to have that world-class revolution in research and development. And in all domains, especially energy, food, defense, space, in these domains, sustainability, in these domains, we need to have research and development. Okay. Then at the same time, technological sovereignty. You now understand that what is the meaning of that. Just to remind you one simple thing, that when we were talking about Kargil, when we were talking about this Kargil, at that time, United States has denied GPS to India. United States has denied access to GPS to India. Then we got our IRNS system. We have now our own Navig, which we can use throughout this Indian subcontinent region. So that was one such example for us. Even now we see that although we have S-400 system, we have IGLA-S system of Russia, we have various systems from Israel, but at the same time, remember one part, for each and every domain, for each and every sector, we need to have that technical sovereignty. Just to give an example, right now we have got this satellite internet. We have seen that this satellite internet, now this is being provided. We have seen that we have made a deal with Starlink. We have made a deal with Starlink. But at the same time, we need to ensure that in the future, we need to have our own indigenous satellite technology. Okay. So that is also one thing. Satellite internet, it cannot be totally from Starlink. Last year, BSNL has launched this direct-to-device technology. So there is a need to focus on all these domains. If India has to succeed, if India has to emerge as a global power, the next 10 years are going to be very, very crucial. The next 10 years are going to be very, very crucial. If we don't focus now, we will be simply a big market. Even now we are a big market. So we don't only have to become just a market. We have to become the industry. We have to become the service provider. We have to become the technology provider, not the consumer. Okay. So what we see that we have to emerge here in case of technology also, in terms of innovation also, in terms of supply chain also. And if all these three things are there, then automatically this will boost our strategic autonomy. So strategic autonomy doesn't come simply from writing on Twitter. It comes when we have all these things. Okay. So that is one part. And at the same time, like this is one thing which was given by DRDO chief. This quote was there from DRDO chief, that independence from controls of all international community, that is self-reliance. That we have been talking about Atmanirbharta. So what is Atmanirbharta? It is independence from controls. It is independence from controls of the international community. And it is vital in all sectors, trade as well as technology. So this is a quotation from the former DRDO chief. And see, sometimes you have to read between the lines. Just after a few days, why we are having this quote, why he has said something, and he is the ex-chief of DRDO. So if he is making a line, you should not only read that what is written there, you have to read between the lines. You have to understand the gist of it, the context of it, that why it is being said. That we need to be free from controls of the entire international community, in trade also, in technology also. Okay. So that is one of the context. Okay. Now, where India needs to work, of course, energy security, defense, ICT, semiconductor, space-based communication, critical minerals, economic reforms, and quantum, blockchain, and nanotech. These are the 6 pillars. These are the 6 fundamental areas where India would have to work in the next 10 years. Okay. So suppose that if you are getting a question in mains, that what can drive India's strategic autonomy, what can ensure this? So these all sectors are very much crucial. Okay. And remember always this one thing. Economic reforms in India are very much needed. There is one simple concept: diplomacy is driven by economics. So if you have a large economy, then of course the diplomacy will come around. When US is talking to Indian Prime Minister or President or External Affairs Minister, is not talking to one person, is talking to a representative of a country which is the 4th largest economy of the world. Okay. So economy drives diplomacy, and while we are the 4th one, and in upcoming times we will become the 3rd one also, but becoming 2nd one or becoming the 1st one should be the agenda. We don't have to stop here that we have become the 3rd largest economy of the world. We have to surpass that, and surpassing that is the main challenge. Of course, India is going to be the 3rd largest, but that is not the destination. We have to move ahead of it. And the main thing is, moving ahead of it is the major challenge, because the gap between Indian and Chinese economy is of 4 to 5 times. Just by increasing a few trillions, we will become the 3rd largest. But going from 3rd to 2nd is the major challenge. Because when we are reaching 5 trillion economy, China is already crossing 20 trillion. So that is the one part. We need to have this revolution. We need to have this revolution in the country, and this revolution has to be powered by research and development. Okay. So that is the first topic, strategic autonomy, what is needed, which sectors we have to focus, and how we can bring the change. Okay, so I hope that is clear. In essay also it will help you. In mains answer writing also, this one topic is going to help you. Okay, so that is our first topic, strategic autonomy. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. So what according to you? According to you, what should be India's first agenda? according to you, what should be India's first agenda out of all these things which we have seen? Energy, defense, ICT, critical minerals, economic reforms, quantum, or new technologies. So what should be the first agenda? That can vary from person to person. There is not one answer in that. So you can prioritize any one of them. According to you, what should be that? Okay. So answer that and let's move to the next one. Okay. So now what we see that India is going to present some evidence in the 1267 Sanction Committee of United Nations Security Council. Okay. We are going to put our evidence in front of the permanent members and non-permanent members of UNSC. Okay. So right now what we see that this is 1267 Sanction Committee. It is basically a committee consisting of P5 plus non-permanent 10 members. Okay. Now, it is a committee where all these members are going to be present. This committee takes any such decision, by consensus. Now, initially, if we look at this 1267 Sanction Committee, initially this was formed for one such group, which is Al-Qaeda. It was starting to target Al-Qaeda from 1999 itself. Later on, it also started targeting the Islamic State, ISIL, okay, plus other related groups. So initially, this is basically looking at all those terror groups, other affiliated or related terror groups. Now, this sanction committee is basically providing a list of global terrorists. Okay. So this is providing a list of global terrorists. Means if anyone or organizations, if anyone is listed in the list of 1267 Sanction Committee, it means that person is a globally known terrorist, or that organization has been marked as a terrorist group by this Sanction Committee. Okay. And what sanctions are actually there? What sanctions are actually going to be imposed there? One of the sanction is with respect to, like, what sanctions they are going to bring here. One of the sanction which is going to be there is asset freeze. They are going to freeze the assets of the group. That is the first one. Second one is travel ban. Okay, that a person or an organization which has been listed as a terrorist group, they cannot travel in any other part of the world. Okay, so we see that there is also a travel ban. And the third thing which we see here is arms embargo. Means they will not be supplying any type of arm to those organizations. Okay. So no supply of arms. No supply of arms. So these are the three things which are provided in case of 1267 Sanction Committee. But there is a major challenge. There is a major challenge, and that challenge is the entire decision is by consensus. Consensus means all the 15 members have to agree. All the 15 members, they have to agree for it. And right now, what we see that we have got the P5. One of the P5 member is China. And in non-P5, non-permanent, out of the 10 members, one of the member is Pakistan. So right now what we see that one of the non-permanent member in this United Nations Security Council is Pakistan. And then at the same time, out of the P5 members, one major such member is China. So many a times China has blocked listing of certain entities or persons as terrorist. Whenever India has tried to do the listing of them as terrorist, China has been blocking it from time to time. So this also shows the intent of China, like what they truly represent, what they are representing, that also gets reflected here. Okay. So that is 1267 Sanction Committee of UNSC. India is going to, of course, present its evidence. It's clear that there is very little chance that UNSC is going to take any action on terrorist networks in Pakistan. But then India has made it abundantly clear that if there is any terror activity from Pakistan, not only the terrorists but also its sponsors will be targeted. Okay. So that is Sanction Committee of United Nations Security Council. Okay. So I hope that is clear that what is this Sanction Committee. Sometimes they will ask this, especially the name. So 1267 Sanction Committee is very famous. If they give you name like that also, 1267 Sanction Committee, so then also you should be clear it is related to terrorism. Okay. So I hope that part is clear. Second topic. China, China has this one foreign policy. They are serving their own interest at the cost of others. All the countries look at their own interest, but China has this one policy. They are looking at their own benefit, even if it is harming the others. Okay. Major countries of the world, most of the democratic countries of the world, they are looking for global peace, global prosperity, but China is concerned only about itself. Okay. So China is living in a different zone right now. Now, we have this third important topic. You all know that Justice Bhushan Ram Krishna Gavai, he has taken over as Chief Justice of India. Okay. He has taken over as Chief Justice of India. Now, he is the 52nd Chief Justice of India. 52nd Chief Justice of India. And at the same time, like what we see that he is getting a tenure of only 6 months. Okay. He is basically getting a tenure of only 6 months. In our previous sessions, we have discussed about this one topic, that when CJI is having a lesser tenure, when CJI is having a tenure of 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, so then there is a challenge for our judiciary. The challenge is that we are not able to bring various transformation which could have been done if the Chief Justice of India was having a considerably longer tenure. Okay. So this is one part which we see, that there is a need of reform in this CJI. Okay. That how much tenure is being provided. But there is one very important part, like we see that he has come from a very humble ground. He has come from a very humble ground. So often there was an allegation on judiciary that in our judicial system, only those people who are there who are from the top echelons of the society or topmost part of society. But we see that in India only. Now, this is a very beautiful part. It is often said that in India, there is a rule of majority. It is said that in India, there is a rule of right wing right now. Okay. It has been said that most of the positions are taken by people of a few caste or a few community. But in the same country, what we see that right now, our president is also from a tribal community. The Chief Justice of India has also come from a very humble background. Okay. So this reflects that, of course, there are challenges in our society. Of course, there are problems in our society, in our democracy that is common with any country. But at the same time, there are various examples that yes, something is running right also. Okay, something is going in the right direction also. So this is one such example. That's why we are discussing it. Otherwise, we have discussed about Chief Justice of India at least 3 times in the last 1 month. We have discussed multiple times about Chief Justice of India. We have taken it just because of this one part, that it is a reflection of the Indian society. Okay. So that is the third topic, Chief Justice of India. Now, coming to this main topic, Indian defense system. So what we see that the Indian defense system was very much highlighted, especially during this India-Pakistan war. And what we have seen that Indian defense system has been at mark. It has been like one of the major savior for India and its people. Okay. It has reflected that our indigenous as well as the one which we have acquired from other countries, they have also proved to be very much beneficial. Yes, Ashutosh, that's correct. That is still we have like a few families in India, those who have made to Supreme Court judges. But the thing is, gradually it is changing. We see that gradually it is changing. Now we have started to witness this. In one of our sessions, we have discussed about this, that at the lower level of judiciary, now we are having higher representation of women also. Now we are having higher representation from different sections of society. And a few months ago, there was this one interview of the ex-CJI of India, Justice Chandrachud. He has given one interview to BBC. And in that interview, he has clearly told about the same thing. That, of course, in India, if we look at the present scenario, we are having judges only from certain areas or only from certain sections of society. But after 10 or 15 years, when those judges who are at the district level or at the state level, when they become senior, then after 10 to 15 years, we will see a transformation in High Court. And after a transformation in High Court, we will see a similar transformation in Supreme Court judges also. So, of course, it is going to take some time. We cannot put any newbie in the Supreme Court. But yeah, with time, with gradual process, it is going to improve. So, right now we see at district level and others, the proportion has improved. And then from there, some of them will be selected at the High Court level. And from High Court level, some of them will be coming to Supreme Court also. So it is going to be better in the upcoming future. Okay. I hope that is clear, Ashutosh. Yes, nepotism is there in most of the field. Okay. Think about this. Like, yeah, of course, in judiciary and other parts, nepotism should not be there. It is of course like a public office, so there should be opportunity for everyone. But then any reform takes time. It cannot be done overnight. The only good thing in here is that we are in the right direction. That is the only good thing. Now, when we talk about the Indian defense system, so we have this one thing, Akash Tir. Okay. So Akash Tir is basically, Akash means sky and Tir means arrow. Okay. So this has been developed by Bharat Electronics Limited, and this is AI enabled system. So this AI enabled system, which has been indigenously developed by India, is capable of neutralizing most of the aerial targets. Whether it is coming in form of drones, it is coming in form of some missiles. So they can be neutralized easily by this Akash Tir system. Of course, it is for short range. But this has proved its mettle. During this India-Pakistan conflict. When Operation Sindoor was going on, Akash Tir system, the indigenous AI related radar and defense system of India, has proved its mettle. And in fact, India is among those first non-Western country to have AI enabled air defense system. India is among those non-Western countries which has got this air defense system in India, and that too AI enabled. Okay. So that is Akash Tir system. Now, if we look at this, it can do this real-time air situation monitoring. Okay. Plus, it can detect, track, and engage multiple aerial targets simultaneously. You know what is the best part of this? The best part is it is modular. And whenever something is modular, it can be arranged, it can be mass produced in very short period of time. So what we see that this one is a modular setup which can be increased, its scale, its range can be enhanced, and at the same time production can also be increased at our own pace. So that is the best part of this Akash Tir system, that it is a modular system. And modular systems are easy to assemble, mass produce, and then it can be deployed at various locations. And this one system, Akash Tir system, they can be deployed across the entire border in very short span of time, because we don't have to carry the entire weapon system. We can take the different parts of it, it can be assembled over there, and then it can start working. So that is the best part of this Akash Tir system. It is modular in nature. Then what we see that it is equipped with artificial intelligence, and we have been talking about this, that before this part, before this Operation Sindoor, we have been asking about this, that is India going to use AI? When we will start using AI in defense and all? So we have seen the real action of AI enabled system during this Operation Sindoor. So that is also one good part. Then of course we have this Indian Air Defense System of Indian Air Force, and it is Integrated Air Command and Control System. Integrated Air Command and Control System. This is an umbrella not only in the border areas but in the entire country. This one is Integrated Air Command and Control System. It is providing a centralized umbrella for the entire country. In any part of India, if there is any such attack using aerial weapons, so this can neutralize this. Okay. So Integrated Air Command Control System, it is creating a centralized, fully automated, means it is fully automated, so there is no such delay in decision making. So fully automated air defense network, and it can do surveillance, threat detection plus response across the nation. It can provide all these things across the nation. So that is one good part about this Integrated Air Command and Control System. Okay. So it has been developed by this Indian Air Force with Bharat Electronics Limited. So it is also our indigenous system. Then of course, it will see all these things: aerial threats monitoring, controlling air defense operation, coordinating airspace management. All these things can be done by this. And it is Integrated Air Command. So it is connecting Army, Navy and Air Force. Okay. And in fact, it is linked to the civilian radar system of India. So it connects all these things. It is an integrated air defense system. So from civilian airports to all the three wings of army, they are integrated in this system. And we see that it has this real-time awareness also, faster decision making also, full automated. Okay. I hope that is clear. I had a doubt. The judge whom was found of money in Delhi. See Ashutosh, the thing is, the process has already started. Like the report has been sent to President, and the next part of it is under the part of government and President. They can start the process of impeachment if they want now. The report has been submitted by the Supreme Court now. So now it is up to government and president to start the process. Okay. So this is our defense system. Okay. Now, the next topic which we are going to discuss is about tuberculosis. Okay. And in tuberculosis, a few things which we can see here, like right now World Health Organization, it has said that there is 18% reduction. There is 18% reduction in TB cases in India. Okay. And at the same time, the mortality rate has also come down by 21%. So mortality has also decreased by 21%, plus this incidence rate has also come down by 18% in India. Okay. But there is one part. We had a target of eliminating tuberculosis by 2025. 2025 is already there. Okay. 2025 is already there. So this doesn't seem to be over. This doesn't seem to be eliminated. That is one challenge. We are failing here. In case of tuberculosis, we have not been able to complete the target. Okay. So you know that this tuberculosis, it is caused by one bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It affects the lungs of the body. Okay. And at the same time, what we see that India is accounting for 28%. So India has got 28% of global burden of tuberculosis. So we have got a very high number of global, world's highest TB burden in India. Okay. So in fact, in 2022 itself, there were 24 lakh cases of tuberculosis. We have made a target that by 2025, we are going to eliminate this. And see, we have got 24 lakh cases in 2022. So this one problem is far from over. Okay. This one problem is far from over. Now, we have got this National TB Elimination Program. Of course, 25 target is there, but it has failed. Now, there is a Nikshay portal, which is for real-time TB cases monitoring, and it is integrating the data of public and private sector. Okay. So this one, various schemes are going on, various programs are going on, but the problem is somehow we are not able to control this. And the next level challenge is we are also having MDR TB. MDR TB. MDR stands for multi-drug resistant. Multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. And there is XDR. XDR is extensive drug resistant tuberculosis. So we are now having many such tuberculosis cases in India which cannot be cured by ordinary medicines. We need much more powerful antibiotics. Of course, last year we have got this nafithromycin, first indigenous antibiotic developed by India. But then again, tuberculosis remains one of the major challenges of our health system. This one problem is far from over. We can see that 24 lakh cases is not simple. It is a huge number. Okay. So this one program has massively failed. Now, of course, government can take this in like war mode over the next 5 years. Like, of course, if it is failing, so government can say that, okay, we have tried, but we failed. So in the next 5 years, we are going to step up. We are going to, now we have so many antibiotics, we have so many care facilities. So of course, government can step up, and within the next 5 years, it can aim to fully eliminate tuberculosis from India. Okay. So this is one another such problem, tuberculosis. Okay. There is one thing called as right to repair. That is a small topic, right to repair. Can you tell me what this is all about? Right to repair. Now, of course, it is a corruption or criminal offense, Asutosh. But the thing is, for judiciary of High Court and Supreme Court, the process is like this. First, there has to be removal. Once the person has been removed, then the corruption case on that person can be filed and then punishment can be given. So until unless the person remains on the post of a judge, till that time there won't be any such case. Okay. Why we have not disabled collegium system in judiciary? Just tell me one thing. We have around 45% MPs having criminal charges against them. We have got 45% MPs who are having criminal charges against them. There are more than 100 plus MPs who are having serious criminal charges against them. Why we have not shut down parliament? Like, by that logic, we can shut down the entire parliament, and not just the parliament. In fact, you will find that all the legislative assemblies of India would come to a halt, because across the states, in fact in the states, the number of MLAs with criminal charges are even more than 50-60%. In some of the states, it is even crossing 70%. That 70% MLAs are having criminal charges against them. So if we go by that logic, we will have to shut down the entire legislative bodies. Is there any program run by government? Yes, we have the National TB Elimination Program. National TB Elimination Program is going on. Okay. So, yes, right to repair is just one. The simple thing is, nowadays, we are looking at the gadgets. What we see that these gadgets are designed to become obsolete. Designed to become obsolete. They are designed to become obsolete in just a few years. You may be purchasing new mobile phones, but after 1 year, 2 years or 3 years, you will find that it is no longer functioning. And even if you want to get it repaired, it is not possible. Many a times they are not even updating the software and all. So just within 1 or 2 years or 3 years, your mobile, your gadgets are becoming non-functional, and that is a challenge. Why? Many of them are using critical minerals, and these critical minerals, they have got a limited supply. So in this entire context, this is the right to repair, that the consumers must have this right to repair their goods. They should be able to also get it repaired by any other person. It has not to be only by the authorized agencies. That in India you will find this, that many of these companies, they are setting up their authorized service center, and they are saying that even if you want it to be repaired, it has to be done at our authorized centers. And when you go there, even a small defect, if you want to get it repaired, that is too much costly. Even if you have to get a simple defect rectified, then also you have to pay a higher fee. So for that very reason, it has been said that this right to repair should be granted in such a manner that they can have it at any other store by any other expert. Okay. So this is one part, right to repair is also going on. Okay. Now it is not like that we have to specifically read something about it, just you can add it in some context. Like when you are talking about waste management in environment, when you are talking about essay and all, you can write it as an example. Right now, this right to repair is not such a big topic where you will get a specific question on this in the mains. Okay. So it's not that much important, but when you are writing some answer about waste management in India or huge amount of plastic waste, another thing, so there you can mention it as a point, as a separate point, that okay, this can be used or this should be promoted in India. Okay. Or in case of essay also, you can write this part, that we have to reduce the consumption of resources. In fact, we have to increase the wise use of resources. So there you can mention this right to repair also. Okay. Now, one last part, like IMF it has finally given this 1 billion tranche to Pakistan. We have discussed about the IMF credit facilities in the last week also, extended credit facility, gold tranche and all other things. Okay, so this is one last topic. Just one question for you. I think now you can answer this quite easily. I think everyone can answer this quite easily. What is DOTS program is going on since a very long period of time. Okay. What is the name of Telegram channel where we can get PDF of these classes? Okay. That is KGS IAS English. KGS IAS. That Telegram channel is KGS IAS. On Telegram, you will get this option. So there you will find the PDF of all these classes. Yes, so I think everyone can answer this. B option. Okay, so that is B option. One last question for you. Let's see this. India enacted the Geographical Indication of Goods Act 1999 in order to comply with obligations to ILO, IMF, UNCTD, WTO. So this is one question out of the context. But then let's check if you can answer it or not. India enacted the Geographical Indications of Goods Act 1999 in order to comply with obligations to. D option. The answer is C option. Yes. So while of course you will seem that it is no, WTO is there, TRIPS is there, but India has got this specifically due to UNCTD. Okay. Now this is known as UNTD, United Nations Trade and Development. Now they have got the new name. So this renaming of things is a culture in United Nations also. So they have got this new name. They are now simply called as United Nations Trade Development, UNTD. Okay. So this organization is there, C, which is responsible for this. Okay. This is one mains question for you. Last day we have discussed this. Yes, Asutosh, I got your message and I have conveyed it also. Okay. So this is one part. What characteristics can be assigned to monsoon climate that succeeds in feeding more than 50% of the world population residing in monsoon Asia? Residing in Asia. Okay. So just give the answer to this one. This is one question from previous year of UPSC 2017 mains. We have discussed some parts of monsoon, that how monsoon is caused. But then monsoon is one of the most important topic for your mains also. So try to write the answer for this one also. Okay. Now, one more very important information for you. We are starting with this mains test series. And the registration has started about this. Okay. The registration has started from today itself. That is 15th of May. Okay. So this is going to have 13 tests. Okay. And this will be targeting 2025 UPSC mains examination. Okay. So the entire details of it, we will discuss that tomorrow, that what all things are going to be provided here. So this is one test series. The registration for it has started. So this is mains test series of 2025. Okay. Let's meet tomorrow then, and then we will discuss the remaining articles. Okay. So read about these topics, revise these topics, and write the answer of the monsoon question. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Jai Hind. Thank you.